So I just watched lawyers for Sam Bankman-Fried bringing charges against him, and I say good, guy's a criminal, and he should be charged. But it's clear when you're watching this that a lot of these people and the congressmen who weigh in, they have no idea what the cryptocurrency industry is about. They start talking about regulations. I mean, the regulations were already in place that were needed for Sam Bankman-Fried. What he did was already highly illegal. That's why he's being charged. It doesn't need some special crypto regulations. What he basically did was for some mysterious reason, I never used FTX. It was on my radar. I think I registered for it. I just never put anything in it and started buying. Normally, I've done it with a lot. So probably the only reason it was just a coincidence that, normally I register with new sites because they have something that I can't find anywhere else. So like once upon a time, it was really hard for me to find Blocktopia. I think that's why I originally signed up with GooCoin or UFO Gaming. I went on some offshore site to register with them because I couldn't find it anywhere else. So I registered with FTX, but I never actually funded it. But what he did was already illegal. What he did was, if you bought crypto on his exchange, he took the money, he took your crypto, and he used it as his own money, and he went and traded with it. Okay, that's already really illegal. You don't need any special crypto regulations to deal with that. That's why he's more than likely going to go to jail, because he did what he is being accused of doing, really obviously and, pretty flagrantly. So I don't see how he gets out of it, unless powerful Democrats swoop in to protect him, because he was, at the time, as of last year, the second biggest donor for the Democratic Party, short of George Soros. But when they talk about regulations for crypto, be very skeptical. So far, the only option on the table that they are talking about would be deeply destructive and irrelevant. They're talking about making everything but Bitcoin regulated as a commodity, and a couple other things, maybe Litecoin, and everything else regulated as a security, which would just destroy the crypto industry. And it doesn't make any sense. Yes, they have some cryptocurrencies. When you talk about cryptos, first of all, you're talking about probably 10 different kinds of projects at least. You're talking about DeFi projects versus gaming versus tokens versus cryptos. It's really, really complicated. And to just slap a label on everything that isn't Bitcoin and call it a security would be really destructive. All it would mean is that you could no longer trade cryptocurrency in the United States. Why? Because it couldn't get it would require too much paperwork and too many regulators to trade things as securities. So it just destroy the industry in the United States. It would be totally destructive and totally pointless. And they aren't securities. Some of the different cryptocurrencies have some qualities that mimic securities. That's why they're talking about it. Like Solana, for example, there's a debate whether Solana is centralized or decentralized, but basically a lot of them have an IP, the equivalent of an IPO, and a lot of them have centralized, a few people who run it, the project. And, in that sense, those things sort of are like securities. But there needs to just be a whole new series of regulations if they're going to regulate crypto, unique to crypto. You just throw out the whole idea that they have anything to do with the stock exchange or the classic way these things have been, regulated, and start a whole new version of regulation. And I don't foresee anybody with the intelligence to do that coming down the pike anytime soon. If they're a congressman and a senator who are sympathetic to crypto, they usually don't know enough. Even people who are in crypto, we don't know enough. I mean, I couldn't come up with good regulations for cryptocurrencies. Because like I said, they're all different types of projects, and those different types of projects do completely different things. There's very little correlation between a token and DeFi. Between something like Uniswap, which is basically a decentralized exchange, and something like Solana, they fall under the banner of cryptocurrency only nominally. We call them both cryptos but they're not anything alike. And Polygon is different from Litecoin versus Shiba Inu. I mean, the differences in these projects is astronomical. They're all different types of things. So I don't foresee any type of regulation coming down the pike that would be anything other than destructive. And don't believe it. In terms of defrauding investors, there was already enough regulation in place to know that Sam Bankman-Fried was doing something really illegal. when you are putting money on somebody's platform, that is not their money, it's your money. When you're buying stuff on their exchange, it's your coins. They don't get to take it and do whatever they want. I don't look at my Coinbase account and go, and it's down $4,000 because they took the coin, so that they just took my Bitcoin and decided to do something with it. That's called stealing. It's my Bitcoin. It's not theirs. I mean, I know they say, not your keys, not your coins, but technically, it should be considered your coins when it's on their platform, and you aren't allowed to just take investors, money and just do whatever you want. I mean, there could be regulations, more clear regulations along those lines, but other than that, I don't hear anybody talking about any type of regulation that would be anything other than counterproductive and pointless. So don't believe the hype when you hear about regulations. They just don't know enough to know what to regulate and how to police these things. So there you have it. As far as Sam Bankman-Fried, guilty as charged, and I hope he does go to jail, because he should go to jail. He was defrauding people, and he wasn't just defrauding big money people. He was defrauding. My wife had $100 on. I forget why she signed up with FTX, but she signed up with FTX and bought $100 worth of Bitcoin. She'll probably never see that money again. So he's defrauding small investors. Everyday people who were experimenting with cryptocurrency lost everything they put. So I think he should be prosecuted. And that is that.